What's up YouTube, it's Onion Bomb here and welcome back to another reaction kind of series. I'm starting something new, something that I know I'm very late on as far as trending wise. This has been a thing for a while now. I been meaning to do this for a while but didn't really get around to it. Finally had some time to. And of course what I'm talking about is what we're going to be watching today, or starting today, is Tiger King, the documentary thing. I actually don't know a lot about it. I don't know anything about it really. It's something about a guy and tigers, and it's supposed to be really, really crazy. And it's a documentary. Literally, that's all I know. I haven't really heard too much about it other than that. No details, so surprised that I lasted this long, because I think I knew like everything that happened in Avengers Endgame like 2 days before it got released. Usually I get like spoiled for things like this, and this wasn't something I was completely jumping onto because documentaries aren't really my type of thing, but this has just been so popular and just so like hyped up. I thought, why not check it out? I think it's over. There's about 8 like episodes, or I guess parts to this. So I think it's over about now. I could be wrong. Yeah, that's pretty much it. All I know. I think it's time we can get into this. Yeah, see what the first episode has in store. Just not much more to say because I don't know anything else. So let's get into it.
Where do you want to start? I guess at the beginning somewhere?
Beginning would make sense.
Crazy.
Great, that's what I've heard too. This is crazy. Okay.
Alien people are nuts, man.
Just
and I might be
have
one
a
of those
tiger
people.
in the car on the highway.
They're all
The big cat people are backstabbing pieces of shit.
A decades-long feud comes to a bizarre of a woman killed.
You know, there's not every day that a zookeeper went to prison for murder for hire.
An inmate at the Grady County Jail.
Joe Exotic. I think I might have heard that name before.
29 years.
Ooh.
I've been doing this 20 years, never even been bit.
Oh, well, you almost killed.
Is to ban the
Jeez.
private possession of
Joe Exotic is accused of paying a person to murder Carol Baskin.
Long before
Tiger, okay, let's get it going. Not your average Joe. That's the first one. 5 years earlier. That's a big snake.
That's when the venom shoots out. That's enough to kill everybody in this room 3-4 times over.
A guy showed up one day wanting to buy a venomous snake.
Wow.
We hadn't even offered them for sale yet. These are those real young ones yet.
In the back of this guy's van was a snow leopard. It's 100 degrees outside.
What?
In the back of this guy's
I
hot
hope
van.
the AC's on. Jeez.
That set me on this journey to really understand what is going on with people keeping big cats in this country.
Why do people have to be so extra? Like, can't we just get house cats?
Audience will say, "Oh my God, that guy has a mullet."
No, I like it. I like it.
So this is before he went to jail?
These were grown up
Do
in
they
my house,
film
yeah.
this before?
We've got like 8 of them in there now.
I guess. 5 years earlier, it said.
My name's
Wow.
Joe Exotic, and this is Thunder and Lightning.
Them, or did you have a? Ooh.
Ow.
Is there like a emotional connection between you and these
There's
cats?
a very emotional connection between me and these cats. Extreme.
Yeah, the one that just bit you?
I mean, his whole deal is about just wanting petted and loved on. Matter of fact, you're gonna get so close, I can almost promise you some of you will be urinated on. If that happens, we have T-shirts at the gift shop that says "I got peed on by a tiger."
All right, everybody, what
Wow.
did you guys?
I found this place on Craigslist and like, man, I ain't never done this shit before. What the fuck? Let's go. And
Really? Is that him singing?
Carol Baskin is so influential that Carol Baskin and Carol Baskin.
Man, if he ever had an enemy in his life, it was Carol.
I am Carol Baskin, I'm CEO of Big Cat Rescue.
Over tigers.
If there's
Interesting.
one thing I know for sure, it's that big cats don't belong in cages.
So Carol Baskin and Joe Exotic had beef, I see. I believe Carol's the woman they said got murdered, and so Joe, they think Joe did it? I don't know.
She's saving the very best part for last.
I was gonna say, she just had this whole spiel about cats shouldn't be in cages, or big cats, and then she had them in cages, but she was just letting them in for the food and drink.
To have that kind of range and that speed. Tiger needs 400 square miles of territory in the wild, so there's no cage that's going to be sufficient. But the reason that we have cats in cages is to provide them a safe place to live until they die. Instead of me in the cradle, it was me and the cat. I've never been a person that had friends, and so my friends were two imaginary white cats. I've always had cats in my life, and I've always felt a certain affinity toward them.
Interesting.
I'm actually allergic to cats, so my entire house is like
What?
Tile floors, no curtains.
She's allergic to cats? And wow.
It's almost a uniform.
That is a lot of cat.
When I go in to talk with the legislature.
Honey, we got the steak sauce, skin cream. I have sex gel for you.
What?
Tiger King underwear line. People just go crazy. I don't wear underwear.
You don't wear underwear?
No.
Oh, I didn't need to know that. That's a lot of merchandise. Jeez, oh man. So he's a singer too. He's actually not bad. Pretty good. I mean, country music's not my kind of thing, but it sounds pretty decent.
I was with Joe from 2003 to 2014, so 11 years.
When my father found out, he made me shake his hand in front of my mom and promised not to come to his funeral. I had a real issue dealing with that, and one night I drove my car off a bridge and spent 5 years in braces. I went to Florida to do my therapy. Neighbor was the manager of Lion Country Safari, and he brought home all the baby lions and baby monkeys and stuff at night to bottle feed. And that's where my attraction to exotic animals really started in.
I see.
The most notorious cub breeder petting operation is Doc Antle.
So this is a three-way turf war kind of thing?
Up here, you should go to the front door and I'll go open it and say, hi, how you doing? Come in. Okay.
Hey.
How you doing, guys?
Hi, it's Eric. Good. How are you?
Doing good. Come on in. All right. So I'm Dr. Bhagavan Antle. B-H-A-G-A-V-A-N, Antle, A-N-T-L-E, Dr. Bhagavan Antle.
He knows his video too, because you're supposed to, if you're gonna do an interview, you're supposed to spell your name, so I know what to put. Just rolling up on an elephant to people. What a flex.
People become wildly stimulated at seeing that amazing stuff up close and uncaged.
People like to bitch at you that cub petting is abuse. In my opinion, it's the best education tool.
Yeah, okay.
We believe these incredible $339 is the start price, right? There's people that paid $625, $655 for their tours today. Wow. Because it's an airline ticket, the price goes up according to.
Nice driving, man. Let's hit that truck.
Because it costs so much to do proper care. We feed super quality food that anyone would be glad to eat themselves.
I guess that is a fair price for something like that, but... Oh. He's trying to take the whole thing.
Actually, me and my brother's dream, you know. In 1997, he was moving my sister from Dallas to Florida, and he made it 40 miles. And a drunk semi-driver hit him. I promised him that he would just not be a statistic, that the people of the world would know who he is.
And that's when the GW Exotic Animal Foundation was born, in his memory. My brother, he's an angel.
He put on a magic show, which actually was pretty cool. He would use animals in it.
He had a 12-year-old kid kind of showing them how to do stuff.
Taking tiger cubs, stick them in a semi, and cart them to malls all throughout the Midwest.
And they would do cub petting.
At the mall. And there was times that we were doing 20, 30, 40 grand.
And Carol hired me at the beginning of 2011 to basically try to track Joe and convince the malls to not allow him to exploit cubs.
I see.
We started a program where we would contact the malls and explain to them why this was bad.
Every move you make, doesn't matter where you are in the country.
They would research it, find the owners of the mall, and email them, text them, call them, send the media out there, everything, just hammer them.
Wasn't everything I was doing having animals in my life.
That guy's just like another, like, he's like a Joe thing. So it's not exactly like a three-way turf war kind of thing. Carol's just against them both.
6 weeks. From the time that they're
6
4 weeks
weeks.
old to the time that they're 16 weeks old, you can profit $100,000 on that cub.
Interesting.
Interaction.
Who pimp out tiger cubs can only use them from the time that they're a few weeks old until they're about 12 weeks old. And when they get to be that age, they can take a finger off. There are enough ignorant people out there who will then take in that tiger, and a year later, that cat's 200 or 300 pounds, and they're calling us and saying, please get this out of my house.
Yeah, there's a lion on Mount Perry Road in Gray Shot.
Said 50 wild animals kept on a private farm had been deliberately set loose.
1 baboon, 3 mountain lions, and 18 tigers.
Yeah, anything outside the perimeter gets definitely gets taken down.
The animals were unleashed on the town by a man who kept them in his backyard.
I believe that there are a number of ticking time bombs out there.
Society called this place, and I quote, a ticking time bomb.
It is a ticking time bomb. If somebody thinks they're going to walk in here and take my animals away, it's going to be a small Waco.
That's a pretty powerful statement.
It's a very powerful statement because I have poured my entire life into what I do.
You're an animal rights person, and you try and come into this facility, this is what you're going to be greeted with.
Joe was a very paranoid person.
Wow.
So the Waco deal,
Tiger
Joe made a
print
pact.
camo.
If anything went bad, we were going to shoot each other. And on that day,
what?
I put our names on our bullets. Right here, they have my name and his name on a bullet.
What?
If anything went wrong, it was going to happen.
It is unapologetic in its mission to help animals, and we've been targeting Joe Exotic for many, many years.
So he's getting into it with PETA now.
We didn't beat tigers at our zoo. We sure got accused of it.
Those people are fucking insane, man.
PETA can be a little out there sometimes. I'm not gonna, they sometimes mean well, but they get a little bit too like nuts, like too much on Twitter sometimes.
I sleep with an AK-47 under my mattress, loaded, ready to roll.
Joe, he had threats all the time on Facebook.
Oh, this
He
is
had problems with
America.
PETA coming on.
Tens of thousands of people out there brainwashed that we're abusing animals. I just called her a plain-out hypocrite.
This is like a big war.
Upset me on social media.
I got a big mouth and television station.
That works.
Seems to be.
Lion sticking his head through a hole in the fence in order to drink out of it.
Joe started bashing her, she started bashing him. You know, getting them all
Goodness.
shows canceled. And she put up billboards.
That was a little
Made this
bit cramped.
911 animal abuse site.
It is financially draining to fight this woman. It is my belief that you will stop breathing.
It got pretty ugly.
We hear it's Carol's birthday next month, and we're shipping her 2 of these. Look at the fangs on them.
Ooh. Oof.
One day I went out to open up the mailbox and it just exploded with snakes.
Really?
There are crazy people out there.
Or do you need any explosives today?
Do you need any explosives today?
There, I got every animal rights person all in one row.
Oh, we're jumping all the way to 4 years later? Oh, yes, okay, he's in jail.
When I'm gonna shut down on everybody.
Interesting. Is that it for part 1? I think it is. Okay, so that was episode 1 of Tiger King. Yeah, that was pretty interesting so far. I can tell we're just getting started. There's definitely some sort of story here because he's in jail now. That's what the whole thing. And then we were jumping around 5 years ago, and then 4 years later he's in jail, and yeah, him and Carol, I forget her last name, sound like Basket, not Basket, but Baskin or something. You know, Carol versus Joe, there's a beef, and she's like an animal rights person, and he's really just trying to have like this private zoo with tigers and trying to make money. I honestly, I don't really know how I feel about it all, because like, I mean, I can see a little bit of both sides. Like Carol's side, like, you know, those tigers are just being born. Like, they probably, like, being like 6 weeks old, they probably don't want to be like a like exhibit already and like touched all over. But like, if everyone's being at the same time, like, if everyone's being like gentle with it, and like they're just kind of like you know, just petting it, it might not be that bad. Though Joe and he's getting a bit crazy with like the guns and like just shooting around. I got every animal's rights person. Boom, 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 boom. Like, and you're shooting that mannequin. Like, oh right, it is actually that deep. But man, there's like a big like beef though, and also it does seem like Carol could be a bit hypocritical too, because she also is profiting off of animals, like having a private zoo, and like I don't know, like some of her ways, like when that tiger was, I think it was a tiger, just like getting its neck into the thing to drink and like pull out. It was such like a narrow thing, it could only get its head in. Like I think there was a better way to do that, but it is probably pretty dangerous to let everyone like pet everything. And I don't know, I just don't personally have a want for a big old tiger as a pet. I'd rather just have a normal house cat, but maybe that's just me. Actually, I'd rather have one with wings, if you know what I'm saying, anime fans. But yeah, it was very interesting. Also learning about like kind of, I could see why. I think he said like he introduced his now husband to his like father, and like his father of course didn't like that, and he kind of got him depressed, and he like drove his truck or car off a bridge, and like he was in the hospital for a while, and someone like was bringing him exotic animals. I kind of forget the reason. I just like along with him, I think, while he was in the hospital, and like I could definitely see how like that, like he could develop like a bond with those animals that way. So it kind of, you know, there's a lot of things when they seem out of the ordinary, or like even like crazier than this, like really really crazy. There's like a mental thing going on there. I can definitely see like what happened there. Carol really made it her mission to shut down Joe's mall tours with the whole magic thing. Like, gee, she was on it. It seems like, wow. It was very funny to see like how he's like all his gift shop things. Like, I think there's some like in some like TV shows, like they joke around about having all this different merch, but like that was literally like him. Like he had like tiger there was underwear, lotions, soaps. It was just so much. Like all completely out of the ordinary. Barbecue sauce, like a bunch of different like sauces, and there was like everything under the sun. Like it just had his like face on it. That's crazy. I need a bunch of like onion balm stuff. Onion balm barbecue sauce. I'll grow my own onions. Onion balm onions. That was cool. In general, that was very, very interesting. I'm definitely looking forward to more of that. I know it's probably going to get crazier. It definitely was already crazy. Like, there were some crazy personalities in that video, so I just can't even imagine what could happen next. But yeah, I guess I'll have to wait and see, man. I will do so, and I will probably react to the rest of this eventually. I do have some other things I want to react to, and I am currently reacting to. Well, right now all I got going on is Breaking Bad, but there's some other things I gotta bring up. Some other like our anime, some other shows, like movie kind of things I'm trying to do pretty soon. So yeah, and just other types of videos in general. So I will get to this as much as I can, as fast as I can. But yeah, we'll need a little bit of time to edit as well. So yeah, hopefully you guys can stick with me and continue my reaction to Tiger King, as I'm very excited for it. But for now, guys, that's going to do it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like or dislike, subscribe or don't subscribe. Now it's always up to you. I will see you guys in the next video. You watch of me. Goodbye.
I can feel them try to grab me by the ankles. I can hear them all start to say my name, oh. But it's not about the money or the fame, no. No, it's all about me just doing my thing, yo. Cause I'm loving what I do and I won't change, no. I feel blessed, I could do this every day.